If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
The shoulders look familiar. That's because they're shaman tier shoulders, but this is the recolor for hunters. Earthbreaker Harem, 13% on the drop rate for the shoulders. Moving on to the chest, which is straight out of a place called Legion, or an xpac called Legion. Trial of Valor Heroic Helya, 5% drop rate for Corroded Valkyr Chainmail. Now we're going to go on to the belt, which is also a... See, there's a lot of shaman pieces here that have been recolored for hunters, and the belt is yet another one of those. Tomb of Sargeras Heroic, Priestess Lunaspire, 9% drop rate. Moving on to the legs, which are part of the same set as the chest. Trial of Valor Heroic Odin, 5% shot to get leggings of the Undaunted. Now we're going to move on to the boots, which are powder-stained totemic treads. That's not difficult to say. Maybe I'm just tired. Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic to pick those up. The wrist, here's the deal with the wrist. There's conflicting sources as to whether or not you could still pick up these from Mythic. But the point is, after looking into it, I kind of like the Heroic look better because it's got a little bit of a whitish gray to it. So you could go with the Heroic. Ember Silk Cloak, Moradon, or the Auction House. The headpiece, part of the same set as the belt, Tomb of Sargeras Heroic. And last and certainly not least, the weapon out of Dragon Soul Deathwing drops the bow. I'm a little bit blue and brown for hunters here. Rith Stalker Mantle, the Eye, Void Reaver, great drop rate to get those shoulders from BC. Moving on to the chest, which is going to spin us forward to a place called Cataclysm, or an event called Cataclysm. Wall of Eternity drops the Demon's Bane chest guard, 12% drop rate, so that you can do once a day. Moving on to the belt, which I'm still trying to get this belt, believe it or not. I say that every video, but it's a difficult get. Terrace of the Endless Spring, Binder's Chain of Unending Summer to pick that up from Lai Shi. The legs, part of the same drop set from Cata as the chest. This drops in End Time, Distortion Greaves. Moving on, the good thing about those two pieces is if you end up getting Time Walking, you could always pick those up again. Cobra Lash Boots, Serpent Shrine Caverns, or as I used to like to call them, call the place Serpentine Caverns, even though I know it's wrong. Riftstalker Gauntlets, part of the same drop set as the shoulders from Serpentine Caverns. There's a blind boss. You shouldn't be difficult to beat, 1v1. The back, Dread Aspirants Cape, BFA PvP sources. This is the kind of thing you either have or you don't. But in the future, I am pretty confident you should be able to buy it for Marks of Honor, Riftstalker Helm, Serpent Shrine Caverns, and the bow, which really ties everything nice. Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic Galakras is the boss. A lot of green here, but it works. I really like this set. I'm going to try to... I think I have a few of the pieces ready. The Bastille of Twilight is the best place to get the shoulders. Actually, the only place. 15% drop rate to get that, so you can try that once a week. Moving on to the chest is straight out of Hellfire Citadel Heroic from Manaroth. 11% on the drop rate. I think Manaroth shows up in 3 different places. 1 dungeon, 2 raids, which is kind of interesting. Long Draw Chain Belt, Throne of Thunder Heroic Raden is the boss. Kind of a fair drop rate to pick up that belt from Mist of Pandaria. The legs are part of the same tier set as the chest. Hellfire Citadel Heroic Gorefiend Leggings of the Savage Hunt would be the right way to say it, I hope. Moving on to the feet, which are also from Hellfire Citadel Heroic. So we have the feet, the legs, and the chest, and we're also going to have the bracers, are all from Hellfire Citadel Heroic. Bloody Berserker's Bracers. Dia Dark Whisper is the boss. 13% on the drop rate for the bracers. Moving on, we have a Zandalari Lady showing the Gilded Thorian Cloak. Karazhan BC version, Terrestrial Nilhoof, 17% drop rate to get the Great Cloak. The head is WAD level engineering. Check your local engineer or your local auction house for the gargoyles, and the weapon. Siege of Orgrimmar, LFR, Calacris is the boss. Yep, very red. And yes, I've done this set a little bit before. I've done a lot of different variations of that helm and those shoulders, but yet here's another one, and I think this looks really epic. Crater Flame Spalders out of Fireland's Heroic Chief Brigadier's armor. Uldaban, or if you want to buy it, you can buy it on the auction house. So the chest and the legs are both from Vanilla WoW. Creeping String of Larva, the Emerald Nightmare Mythic Nithrendra is the boss, kind of about a low drop rate there of 5%. Moving on to the legs, which are the Chief Brigadier's leggings, Uldaman Vault Warders. Drop them, or you can buy it on the auction house, either or. Probably auction house is the best way to go there. Moving on, we got a Blood Elf dude showing the fleet. I have fleet feet. Yes, Deadly Gladiator Sabatons of Triumph, Wrath of the Lich King PvP vendor. 2 marks of honor for those. The wrists, lava-lined wristbands. Fireland's Heroic, as you can see, that's part of the same tier set as the shoulders, which of course are from Cataclysm. Lady Goblin showing the back Frostguard drape, that's crafted from Wrath of the Lich King level tailoring, or simply bought on the auction house. Check Wowhead, tons of lookalikes. Replica of the Five Thunders, which is Dark Moonfair, or I said Dak Moonfair, I forgot the R there. And the weapon, High Maul Mythic Brackenspore, is the boss. The shoulders are from Throne of Thunder, or in this case, Downlawn Steps. Either way, you can pick it up from the Shadowpan Quartermaster, or you could simply farm it out of Throne of Thunder. I'm not sure which version, though. The chest, Raiment of Blood and Bone, mop level leatherworking. Check your local leatherworker or your local auction house for the chest piece. Also out of Throne of Thunder, so now we'll know where the shoulders are from, or maybe not. We know it's Throne of Thunder, we just don't know what particular rendition it is, but Town Long Steps if you just want to buy it from the Quartermaster, which is certainly not that difficult to do. Heart of Fear to get the Laggards, part of the same tier set as the chest, so super easy pickup there. Moving on to the boots, which are from Heart of Fear, Monstrous Stompers, Amber Shaper Unzak, 12% drop rate. Doing the spin, showing the cape, but first we're going to show you the hands, which are from Talador. It's a quest reward, which of course is from a xpac called WAD. Moving on, we're going to show you the back. Great Cloak of the Dark Pantheon, Antares, the Burning Throne, Agrimar, 8% on the drop rate. There's also the Waycrest Cloak, I think, that looks probably a little better with this. Just popped in my head there. You could even go with the Frostguard drape as well. And Dragon Soul Heroic to get the bow. Okay, we're going to start off with the shoulders, as we always do. Pauldrons of Rapid Coagulations. Congratulations, you picked up the shoulders from Hellfire Citadel Mythic. Moving on to the chest, going to spin you 2 Ulduar, which of course is from Wrath of the Lich King. Flame Leviathan drops the Fire Strider chest guard. Moving on to the belt, which is part of the same tier set as the shoulders. Torch Brazed Waistguard, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Iron Reaver, 12% on the drop rate for the belt. Next up are the legs, which you can get out of Ulduar. Razor Scale, 15% shot to get Saronite Mesh Laggards. Part of the same tier set from Wrath as the chest, which you really can't see behind the tabard. Boots of Living Scale, Wrath of the Lich King level leatherworking. Check your local leatherworker or your local auction house for those boots. I also do believe they drop in Ulduar as well. Gloves of Whispering Winds, Ulduar Freya's heroic gift for the gloves. The Bat Gilded Thorian Cloak, Karazhan BC, Terrestrian Elhoof, good drop rate for the cloak. Lots of fun things in Karazhan. The tabard, Cenarian Expedition Tabard from, of course, BC, gold and exalted rep for the tabard. The head, Mountain Throne Coif. You're looking at Neltharian's Lair, Heroic, and the weapon is Wild Gladiator's Longbow. If you hoard, you got to go Warmongering, 5 marks of honor. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or it's night like it is here, make your day epic.